be mentally, physically, spiritually fit and ready for the things that may come down the line, because I believe 2025 is going to be the year like never before. We're seeing those things start to happen. Welcome back to Prophecy Unfolding, where prophecy is truly unfolding. You know, there's many things in 2025 that are happening so quickly, and you know, when we kind of parallel them to scripture and prophecies, we can just see the alignment happening. You know, recently we've just seen Trump obviously meeting up with Zelensky. We see wars in other parts of the world, in Israel and all over the place. It just seems to be happening at such a fast rate. What I wanted to do today is to show you just a little bit of that with Trump, and of why this is significant, this meeting, why over in the States, and we see even here in Europe, the left and the right, and what's going on, and where as believers we should be looking at this. What I always do is, like always, is to watch it in full, because you have to get the full context, so don't be taking pieces out. But also smash the like button so that someone that doesn't know Christ may come across this and start their journey on finding out who Christ truly is. At first I found this kind of funny, and it got a little bit nervy in how this interaction went. But have a listen to what happened in the Oval Office between the two.
But you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly what you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the
the
cards right now. With us, you start having
not
cards.
playing cards.
Right now, you don't.
You're
playing cards.
Mr. President.
You're playing cards.
Serious.
You're gambling with the lives of
war.
millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country, that's back to you, far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once? This
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
You know, when it comes to politics, you know, I'd have many people ask, text or email, you know, trying to get an overview of where I would stand. Now, I'm not based in the US. Years ago, I would have said I would have been more in the centre. I wasn't kind of right or left. At times, I would have been leaning right, where because the left has gone so far left, I've kind of, it looks like I'm gone more on the right hand side. But realistically, when we're looking at what's happening with Trump at the moment, he's in a bit of a no-win situation, because what's happening there with Zelensky at the moment, people kind of on the left are looking for Trump to try kind of point the fingers. He won't stop the war. He's not going to try to stop the war. And when it does, we see this happening. If it was the other way around and they end up having big kind of an argument with Russia and World War III started, to say, look, you know, Trump started World War III, he's in a position of never winning. What I'm happy to see from Trump's point of view, and I wouldn't be his biggest fan, because I don't think politically he speaks like a politician, or what we would call a standard politician, but I believe his business acumen is really what's holding up for him here. But when we see that this is starting to really, Trump is really starting to look at America first and the interests of America, and people will say, you know, he's looking after the rich, etc., and the donors, but we don't know. We have to give it a bit more time. If we see things like the likes of peace happening, then we can kind of judge it, and we'll see, fingers crossed, we see the prices come down. But people would say, you know, is he the Antichrist? I personally don't think that he is the Antichrist. I believe the Antichrist comes from the Middle Eastern region, Syrian to be specific. I believe we've many different types of Antichrists in the world, but I believe every person, especially in the time that we're living in at the moment, everyone has their specific role that's being played out in these times. Really what we should be doing in these times when we see war the whole lot is praying for the people that are in the middle, you know, that are caught in the crossfires, that they come to find out who Christ truly is. But what's truly happening, and we've had these, you know, even only as early as yesterday with my brother and my cousin, you know, having these debates, and looking at what's happening, I can only basically say what's happening in Ireland, and I see in Europe, something has shifted over the last while. We're seeing an influx of people from all different parts of the world, and I hold my hands up. My family is very multicultural, different countries involved in a lot of the family members, so we're all about that. But a country has to protect itself, but it just seems that politicians, the wealthy, just letting a lot of people flood in, and we're seeing crimes going on the up, we're seeing homelessness going on the up, we're seeing antisocial behaviour and all of these things, and because of what's happening, that's going to spew the spouts of civil war, race war, all of that. But all of this is part of what Jesus said would happen, and we kind of have to come to that perspective to realise that we have to pull ourselves out of the political arena, because Christ as well, even when he was here, he wasn't interested in the politics of the world. Yes, he concentrated on the religious leaders to call them out for what they are, but the actual politics, he didn't get involved. They just don't mesh together properly. What we do is have to be praying strong that people in the middle who are caught in the crossfires will really be protected and come to know who Christ truly is. I believe we are living truly in the time that we all speak about and kind of talk to each other about those times, but we have got a mantle to be preaching the gospel. People can be set free from the chains that hold them down. Christ still sets people free today, just like he did when he was walking the earth. And this is the miracle of the gospel. This is the good news, that he came, he lived, died and rose again, and that everything that he said and that was prophesied that he was going to fulfill, he did it down to the dot. And we need to find confidence in that. But when it comes to the prophecy side and eschatology, we see that these things are moving forward. We need to be ready for what's around the corner, be mentally, physically, spiritually fit and ready for the things that may come down the line, because I believe 2025 is going to be the year like never before. We're seeing those things start to happen. Listen, like always, regardless of what's happening in the world, God is always in control, and keep the faith.